Everything.
Well, then on YouTube, we're like this. Like we're half on the screen and half off the screen all the time. So I guess we just need to be closer together. Good morning.
I forgot earrings today. It's like, you ever have one of those days where you just don't care, and everything is just wrong, and then the governor says that everybody has to wear a mask, or else you're gonna get a misdemeanor. You ever have one of those days?
It's that kind of day.
It's that kind of day. That's the day I'm having today. You're gonna get a misdemeanor if you don't put a piece of flimsy cheesecloth over your face. That's where we are now in America, or at least in Indiana. That's where we are.
You guys, we got the most amazing present. I mean,
oh my God.
Let me read the letter first to give context.
All right.
Before we show, because it might take two of us to show it.
It's kind of big.
This is from Dr. Charles J. White, who is retired from the United States Navy. Thank you so much for your service, Dr. White. He writes, Dear Chicks on the Right, please find enclosed a rather unique gift. As someone who spent over 22 years in the United States Navy and over 10 years as a corrections officer in one of America's largest correctional institutions, I felt a sense of urgency to have this painting framed and delivered to you, given all the turmoil America has been experiencing over the last many weeks. As a combat vet, 1964 to 65 and 69 to 70 in the Vietnam War, I, like so many thousands of other vets, have experienced the physical and emotional pain war brings to those of us who are defending our way of life. I've witnessed death from those who earlier I had drank with, sometimes in excess, all in an attempt to numb the fear that we all felt inside. War is not a time that we can forget, but rather it's an event we struggle each day to live with. It's as real today as it was over 50 years ago. Please display this painting so that your audience can see it. Tell them, this is why we should give thanks every day to those who fight America's wars. Thank you for your kindness. I mean,
it's just the sweetest thing. You got to back it up. You got to back it up. Can you guys see this? You guys, it's framed.
Isn't that beautiful?
Can you see it?
There's like a glare, but there.
Can you see it?
Better. Yeah.
You guys see it?
Can you see it?
It's just the coolest thing.
So he wanted us to display it so that y'all could see it. So we cleared a spot.
Yeah, we moved our thing, and we're gonna put it. See that empty space up there?
That's where it's gonna go.
That's where we're gonna put it.
So tomorrow it'll be up there.
So then you can see it every day.
Yeah. Isn't that the nicest, most amazing
Thank you
gift?
so much. That is,
I can't
it's
believe,
beautiful.
I mean, that must have cost a fortune,
I know.
Doctor.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's ridiculous.
People are saying we're on the wrong side today. That we're flip flopped.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not right? Oh my God, it's right. Yeah. Let me hang on just a second.
She's
okay.
Gonna try to flip.
There.
Oh, wow. Are we better?
Is that good? Did I do it?
Are we better?
Wait, how do I get there we go. Did I do it? Did I fix it? Can you read it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
Is that better? Are we better, you guys?
It's this whole camera magic.
Sorry.
People were probably like, I can't deal with you.
Well, they were like, I haven't had enough coffee to deal with you guys being switched. I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
That's so funny that it's like that. Mm-hmm. And that we didn't notice.
I didn't notice at all. I didn't notice.
Sorry for our backwards.
Sorry.
Should be all taken care of now.
No. It's, again, one of those days where it's like, oh, really? We're backwards?
Yeah.
Anyways, that picture is everything. So thank you.
Why do you do this?
I know. We don't understand.
We're not worthy.
I know.
Stop
The generosity is overwhelming.
I just can't.
So like we said, we cleared that space behind my head. So we'll try to do it so like when we do our lives in the morning, you guys can see it every day. Right there. That space.
Literally right where my
Because it's
finger's
amazing
pointing.
and you'll be able to see it. So tomorrow it'll be up there. Okay? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So as she alluded to when we were just getting started, our governor has announced officially that beginning on Monday, so like not yet, but beginning Monday, it's going to be Mask City all up in Indiana. It's mandated.
Yeah, and it's a misdemeanor if you don't do it.
Class B misdemeanor, punishable, by the way, by up to 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. So that said, he did say that there's not going to be police patrolling the streets for that purpose.
Well, I mean, that's comforting.
Right. But it's not going to stop all the Karens from like doing, I don't know, citizens arrests or whatever.
I had a woman here in the building yell at me. Yeah, what was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah,
2 days ago. Because I had my mask hanging off my ear and I was talking to her and I didn't have it on completely, and she was like across the... There's hardly anybody in this building right now. Hardly anybody. We've been here for 4 months, basically by ourselves with like 7 other people. We worked without masks for all that time. And now like maybe 4 other people have trickled in. And the 4 other people that have trickled in, they get very Karen-y if they see you without your mask fully on.
They get super Karen.
And so that woman... she gave me the Karen business, and she was like, "You're supposed to be wearing a mask." And she told me, she goes, "You should have just told her that you were protesting."
I mean, I feel like that's just the answer to everything, right?
Yeah.
Or you just, like you said the other day, you just constantly have something to drink.
Constantly just be doing this.
Because that's one of the exceptions to the rule, is that
just be eating or drinking the whole time. That's to just always be eating or drinking.
Yeah.
Or doing strenuous activity. Just be doing aerobics. Always. Always be doing aerobics, you guys. Constantly.
Now, Ohio, I know their mask mandate went into effect at 6 o'clock last night. Our governor decided that we're waiting until Monday because he wants to ease us into this new requirement.
And the virus won't affect you until then.
Right. And
because science!
Right. It makes so much sense to do that. He actually said that he hopes word about this new mandate will travel faster than the virus. See what he did there?
I see what he did there. Oh, God.
That's a good one.
So great.
And by the way, this mandate applies to anyone over the age of 8, and including 8-year-olds.
Which just shows that he's never had children. He doesn't have a lot of experience with children at all.
It's required in all the schools.
Oh my God.
It's required in every indoor public space, commercial entity, or transportation service.
Yes.
Or in outside public spaces when you can't socially distance. So like if you're walking down the street, you're okay as long as there is at least 6 feet between you and any other living person.
And the 6 feet thing hasn't even been proven. We've done stories on our show about how the 6 feet thing is a bunch of bull crap. I'm just saying. I mean, they say that the virus can travel up to 20 feet. What are we doing?
I don't know.
This is it's a bunch of bullcrap. So I have a question. What if I'm walking down the street and it's me and my kid, right? My kid is 10. And I just decide, you know what? I don't want to subject my kid because she's been in school all day with a damn mask on, and I want her to have some fresh freaking air. And so we're out and about at 6 o'clock at night, and she's been in school all day with that stupid mask on, and I decide I don't want her to have a mask on at 6 o'clock at night. And the Karen of the world decides to report my daughter, my 10-year-old. Does she go to jail?
Your daughter.
Does she get a fine? What happens? What happens? Does she get taken?
Does she bust open that piggy bank?
Does she get taken away from me? Does she go to? Does Child Protective Services come and take my daughter away from me because she's not wearing a mask? What happens?
Yeah, because it's interesting that he's so quick to say, "Don't worry, I'm not sending cops out to enforce this." But then, what is the point? So you're literally just doing it for show? I don't understand.
Or are you doing it because you want to be a follower? Because you have no testicular fortitude to think on your own?
Because I don't understand any of this. And by the way, someone on Twitter, a follower of ours, knows how much it just gets under Rob's skin. This whole mask discussion, it just makes Rob crazy. Although Rob has no problem with private companies requiring it in their places of business, he has a real problem when it's a governor mandating it for a state. So this guy takes a picture of himself with a mask on and says, "I'm posting this just to make Rob mad. Everybody should wear masks, blah."
This is my favorite.
It's under his nose, you guys.
He's wearing it like this.
And he said, "I'm wearing it to keep myself safe."
Oh my God.
This is just more proof that people in the general population have no idea why they're even wearing them.
No idea. They're
because a cloth face covering, or this, like the napkin that I wear, it does not protect the wearer.
This is the thing.
It only protects other people from the wearer's spit That's it. And it doesn't even do that very well. But that's what it's for now.
It's for the other person. It's for your grandma or whatever.
Yeah. Or unless you have an N95, which you're not supposed to have unless you're in healthcare. If you have an N95, that does protect the wearer and actually does not protect anyone else around them.
People are wearing bandanas. And we had a lady yesterday send us 4 studies about masks. 2 of the studies said they're helpful. The other 2 said they're actually terrible. They're actually terrible. And one of them was an Australian study that said they spread disease.
That's fantastic.
So, I mean,
because you can see where cloth one would.
Yeah, and the cloth ones especially spread disease. So pick your damn study. This is the thing. Pick your team of researchers, pick your study. What do you want? It's like, what side do you want to be on? Pick your study. And this is the thing. You can believe that they're helpful. Okay, that's fine. If you want to believe then you pick your studies that support your case. If you want to believe that they're not helpful, pick your studies, support your case. Whatever side you want to be on.
This is why I wrote that whole post, last week or the week before, where I'm just like, I cannot believe that we are in the year 2020 and there is not consensus in the health community about the efficacy of a cloth face covering.
This is the thing.
How is this possible?
I know. It's like they're just a bunch of morons. It's like they can't get it together. And then they're like, trust us on this. No, I don't trust you because you can find whatever studies you want to find that support whatever thesis you want to support. I can find the studies. I'll go out there and find them for you. They're there. Go look. They're out there.
This is madness.
It is madness.
In every way.
It's complete madness. And then what we're doing is we're shoving our kids in school with masks on for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, that is...
I mean, okay. All right. And then you got pediatricians out there saying, I can find you a group of pediatricians that say this is not a good idea. You can also find another group of pediatricians that say, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So which ones do you want to trust? Well, I guess, governors who have their power pants on are trusting the ones that are saying, all right, well, go ahead and put masks on the kids. I personally don't like it because it's my kid. I don't want a mask on my kid. I don't like it. And I can tell you that putting 8-year-olds in masks, good luck with that. Oh, man. Good luck with that.
And so what's going to happen in the schools that are actually opening their physical doors to having actual students in the actual classrooms? They're going to be just monitoring mask wearing and hand sanitizing all freaking day.
All day. There will be no learning.
Who's going to miss out? Kids.
The kids are going to suffer. The kids are going to suffer. And these teachers who are like, I don't want to go back to school.
I'm over
because I'm so scared to go back to school. Well,
God.
There are a lot of people who have been working for the past 4 months.
And there's very little, if any, evidence to show that kids are transmitting this virus to teachers. So just stop it.
I cannot. I just can't. And I don't, there are people who have been stocking shelves and driving trucks and doing all sorts of things over the past 4 months. Everybody just needs to get back to work.
Hi, Rob.
Hey.
How you doing?
All right. How
I feel like you're gonna have some things to say on today's show.
Something going on?
Oh, we did a story yesterday. This was very interesting. In Nashville, Tennessee, they're raising property taxes by 35%.
34.
But still. 34%. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Give them time.
Still ridiculous.
They'll get the 35% eventually.
34% increase
in property
from what
taxes.
They were already at.
And the reason that they've raised property taxes 34% is because of COVID. Now the things that they need to pay for with the increase in property taxes, which is outrageous. Can y'all imagine getting an increase in your property taxes by 34%? Because I know that would kill us. Like we would probably have to move.
That's a lot.
And a lot of people probably have been displaced, or they will be, because those people who are paying those property taxes are probably the same people who have been told you can't work.
Yeah. Right? Well, I mean, I was surprised to see that some of that is to go to funding police, which was shocking.
Very shocking.
But also to schools and specifically teacher raises.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen,
I don't.
If now we're down to just e-learning, I'm sorry.
No,
that is not okay. This is not okay.
Not okay. Not okay. Especially if when there are people who are out there who have been told you can't have your businesses and you can't work, and then there are teachers out there. Listen, I love teachers, But right now, I don't think that you need to get a raise. It's one thing to get paid for not being there for 4 months, but a raise, I feel like that's not warranted right now. Yeah, right now, I think we all need to have skin in the game. There are a lot of us who are doing that. And I don't think a raise is probably necessary.
Doesn't send the best message right now.
I don't think the optics
to all the
are
people who are out of freaking work because of this.
Especially when there are people that want to work and they're being told they can't, and people who have businesses who have been told, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's going to be destroyed. You can't have your business." And the optics just suck on that.
And speaking of like businesses being destroyed, you heard this is happening in New York and California. I saw 2 different reports about this because did you guys hear about the Cuomo chips where Andrew Cuomo had decided he wants to cut down on outdoor bar congregations, like people are going to bars because they're allowed to be seated outside. Well, then he didn't like that. So he was like, the only way that a bar can stay open is if they also serve food. So to fight that ridiculous mandate, some bars were like, okay, we're going to offer you croutons, right? And we're going to call them Cuomo chips, and that counts as food. And we're not a fucking restaurant. Sorry. This really makes me mad though. We're not a restaurant, but in order to stay open and continue to feed our families, we're going to offer like a bag of chips for 50 cents or like 3 croutons, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
So they got around it, right? They were even calling these Cuomo chips. Well, that pissed off the governor. So now he's decided bars are only going to be allowed to serve full meals, not even just appetizers. So even if they up their game to say a basket of fries, that doesn't count. Now they're actually going so far as to say it has to be a meal, and here's the definition of a meal. This is the power pants that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
And meanwhile, listen, I know I rail on this all the time, but meanwhile, government employees will always get paid.
Yeah.
They'll always get paid, y'all. And they'll always get a paycheck, so they have no idea what it's like to have to hustle. I mean, because and I don't begrudge people who have government jobs. It's just that they don't know what it's like.
Yeah, they forget.
They forget what it's like to have to hustle for a paycheck, to have to go hungry a lot of the time. They don't know what it's like. A lot of people out there who are in the private sector are like, okay, so we're the ones paying for these salaries. We're the ones who are paying for the 34% pay hike when we are told we can't work. And then government employees are like, nah, I don't want to go back to work, but I'm going to continue to get this paycheck. Well, guess what? That eventually the money's going to run out. It's like, because people are being told they can't work. And there's gonna come a time where the kitty's gonna run dry. Exactly. You know, and I think people just don't get that when they continually get a paycheck, and it's because they're just so used to getting that paycheck. Okay, it's all right, but you can't get blood from a turnip, right? I mean, I don't. It's just eventually we're gonna run out of money. It's maddening.
This whole thing.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Also need to talk about Tammy Duckworth because she, as you know, has been in a bit of a spat with Tucker Carlson. And like a week or 2 ago, she was on some program where she was asked a very direct question about pulling down statues of historical figures like George Washington. She was asked the question, do you think statues of historical figures like George Washington should come down? Her answer to that was, I think there needs to be a national conversation. That's not an answer. You were asked a yes or no question. Answer the question. She won't. And so Tucker was furious, as he should have been, and he called her a moron, and he gave all kinds of examples of that and all the different ways that she's a complete moron.
And you're not allowed to do that because she's a veteran. Like, you can't, and she's a disabled veteran.
Right. She lost both of her legs.
Yeah.
And so, that automatically apparently makes her off limits. But now what she's doing, just yesterday, she went on some program and said that the reason he called her a moron is because she's Asian American and he doesn't want diversity in this country. She's actually playing the race card now, as if her Asian Americanness shields her from criticism. No,
well, see,
you're an actual moron. That's why you got criticized.
But this is what liberals do, though, is that this is how they shut the conversation down when they don't want to have actual conversations, like she says, right? She doesn't want to have a conversation. She doesn't want to debate him. She doesn't have facts and logic. So she's like, I'm going to go ahead and pull the race card. Because if I call you a racist and if I call you a white supremacist, we don't actually have to talk about things. I don't actually have to debate you.
She just gets to dismiss him outright.
Yeah, I just get to we can shut this down because that's what they're doing.
That's unbelievable.
That's what they've done to a whole entire section of the population, right? That's what they've done to conservatives
I'm
overall.
sure that he does not give two craps about the fact that she's Asian American. He has never even spoken about that except to say she's a moron for what she says out of her face.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the fact that she was born in Thailand, which, by the way, makes her ineligible to be vice president or president. So why she's even being discussed as a potential pick for Biden, I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's like
really
everybody's
weird.
forgotten how this works.
It does disqualify her from being VP.
You don't get to do that. You
is-
were born in a whole other country.
But it's interesting because if that comes up, I feel like people on the right will be called racist, right? Even though, right? I mean, just wait for it. No, I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now because even though those are the rules,
Oh my God.
somebody will point, like, you point that out, we'll point that out. Somebody on the right will point that out and they'll be like, that is so racist.
I mean, but
She should so be able to be VP.
That's
but
just a
those are the
constitutional
rules.
thing.
That is just in our Constitution. You have to be born here. It's just.
you have to be a natural born American citizen,
that's
not a
just-
naturalized citizen.
Yeah,
Because
but-
it's fine. She grew up in Hawaii or wherever.
That's
But you weren't
fantastic.
born here, and that's a rule, period. And if Joe Biden's people are too dumb to do that basic level of research on your background, then they really suck way harder than I even thought.
I feel like they do. They do suck.
I can't.
And I feel like you should, if you're in politics, you should know those basic rules.
How is her name even being thrown around?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't.
Although he said the other day, didn't he, that he's narrowed it down to 4 black women?
He has said 4 black women.
So that means no Elizabeth Warren. That means
Maybe Duckworth. Maybe she'll be on his cabinet somewhere, which I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
It's
fine.
just
She
VP
just
and
can't
president.
be. She just can't be VP.
Right.
I could see where he would probably put her on the cabinet somewhere.
that's whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I think he's only looking at 4 black women because he doesn't care about people. He just cares about the color of your skin.
But then isn't there something too about Kamala? Not actually, she's like Jamaican Indian or something.
I don't know.
Like she's not actually.
Was she born here?
Yeah. But I'm talking about like whether or not
Whether or not she's black.
actually African American.
Oh, so people are freaked out about that?
No, I'm just wondering how he is defining black. Is it literally just she looks visually darker to me and therefore she is an African American in my view? I don't know anymore because like they're going to have to figure this out if they actually do all these reparations. Like how black do you have to be? What exactly does it mean to be black? They're going to have to sort all that out. And that's a chore right there, which is why the whole thing is so dumb anyway.
What, reparations in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dumb for real.
Mm-hmm.